Hey everyone, Ryan here from Next Level Property Investing. If you're a property entrepreneur wanting to know more, this video is going to tell you all about it. How Grant Cardone's 10x rule helped me build a 7-figure property portfolio. Now, I thought I was doing enough. I thought that I was making the right moves. I thought I was focusing in the right area until I read this book. And then when I read the book, a light bulb went off in my head and I realized I wasn't doing half as much as what I need to be doing to get anywhere near the success that Grant's had. You know, Grant is $1 billion real estate investor and he has built his wealth. I see it in a way as using the buy, refurbish, refinance strategy, but on multi sort of family homes that they have in the US. Obviously, it doesn't really exist that over here in the UK, so we have to do it on smaller single lets. But effectively, he buys multi-family homes, and he does them up and he remortgages them, he pulls the money back out and he goes again. Exactly what we do on single lets is buy, refurbish, refinance, and obviously HMOs and SAs as well, but the buy-in strategy is exactly the same. But the main thing is, I wasn't doing enough, you know, and until you know you're not doing enough, you're always going to think that you're doing enough. And that's the most frustrating thing about not getting anywhere when you're putting the hard work in. You know, it's easy to get up every day, do your commitments, hit your to-do tasks and tick everything off your list. But then if you're not actually getting any results, it starts to get more and more frustrating. You start doubting yourself, you start wondering whether you can ever do it. You know, but really it's because you're telling yourself that that is the amount of work that needs to be done. It wasn't until I read this book I realized the amount of work I was doing was okay, but it was nowhere near enough to help me get going. Nowhere near enough to help me chase my dreams down. So I doubled down on myself. I 10x'd my workload, I 10x'd my follow-up, I 10x'd my sales pipeline. You know, I just went all in, 10x style, and you know, my portfolio blew up. You know, I had inquiries coming out my ears, I had properties coming out my ears. You know, I acquired so many at one point that I was at bursting point. I split my head open, I had to go to hospital because I was running around like an idiot. You know, but all good problems from massive amounts of activity, you know, and that's what this book goes on about. You know, not enough people do the massive amounts of activity that's required. You know, you might see all the nice fancy things that successful entrepreneurs post online, you know, the nice houses, the nice cars, the sort of freedom lifestyle, you know, everything that goes with it, the holidays and all that sort of stuff. But what you don't see below the surface is they're getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. The never, ever, ever ending grind, you know. And yes, you're grinding, but it's not work, so it's pleasurable. You know, we love doing what we're doing. It's successful. You're building your business. You know, the satisfaction that you get when it works. It's not work, so you want to do it all the time. So, you know, don't see it as just another 9 to 5 grind, you know, but there is a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes to make any of it possible. I am nowhere near Grant Cardone's level, so I dread to think how much work he's put in. The only thing I do have on Grant Cardone is about 35 years, you know, so if I continue to show up daily like I do, commit to the 10x rule and the 10x activity every single day, then hopefully, you know, somewhere in the not too distant future, I won't be that far behind. But you've got to put the work in behind the scenes. You know, I know Grant himself gets up 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, hits his gym sessions, does his workouts. I'm very similar myself. I'm a big believer in the 5 a.m. club. It's done wonders for my bank balance. And I think if you're not doubling down on yourself and you're not prepared to get your ass out of bed, then you probably haven't got much chance. You know, you've got to be able to do the grind, especially at the beginning, to get it going. Once you get it going, then you can start leveraging other people to do work for you, and it gets a tiny bit easier. It never gets easy. There's always more stress and you always want more. But to get it off the ground and get it to that point that you probably think your dream number is right now, you're going to have to 10x your activity levels. I guarantee you, nearly every single mentee I talk to, when we go through what they do on a daily basis, it's not enough. It was the same for me. I had learned it myself by reading the book, and then I had analysed my own daily structure and weekly structure to realise it wasn't enough. But it, you know, most of the time, in fact, I don't think I've ever come across one where we've gone through the diary and I've said you're doing everything you need to do. You know, you don't need my help or anybody's help for that matter. You know, at the end of the day, you can always do more. But if you think you're doing enough and actually it's not enough, then you're always going to be at this mediocre level. So, you know, double down on your activities. It's all about just whatever you think you need to do, you need to do 10 times more. So if you think you need to make 5 phone calls in a day to estate agents, you need to make 50. If you think you need to reach out to 10 investors, you need to reach out to 100. You know, that is the principle of the book, and that is a principle that I now live by. And you know, it has 100% made a difference to my bank balance and my property portfolio. And on that note, I want to help you guys. Head over to nextlevelpropertyinvesting.com/free-training. There'll be a link in the description as well. It gives you 5 days of property training strategy. There's over 80 hours of content in that academy area. You get access for free today. All you got to do is go over to the link and hit the free training button and you'll get access. Just create your account. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell button somewhere down here. Make sure you get notifications of all my videos. And before I go, obviously we've launched a podcast, How To Property. It's on iTunes, Spotify and all the major channels. Head over there. There's some awesome podcasts already. We've had a load of downloads. I'm really impressed with how that's gone, and we've got more great guests coming over to you. So again, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Have an awesome day, everyone. Take care.